Welcome back to the Decent Garage. In today's video, we are back on our $2,500 gooseneck trailer, trying to make it an excellent hauling trailer to haul more of our projects home. In our last video, we got our battery installed, a toolbox with some electrical components such as switches, relays, and a fuse box. We got our winch installed, we got work lights installed, and we got some reverse lights installed. Today, we're gonna install more lights. I want this thing to be perfect to be working at night, loading and unloading projects. So we got some more lights to install, and then we need to stock up our trailer with all the things we need to securely load our projects. And for that, Mighty Products helped out a ton on this. I'm excited to show you guys what all we're gonna do to stock up our toolbox with all the straps and everything we need to load a truck onto the trailer. And in this video, we're gonna load the OG crew cab onto the trailer to test everything out and make sure it all works. So the first thing we're gonna address is our 7-pin junction box and 7-pin plug. We're gonna make sure that's all wired correctly, take care of that so that we never have issues plugging into the truck and have lighting issues as we're driving down the highway. So here's the plug for the trailer that plugs into the truck. And let's just say it's not great at all. Someone actually took the 7-pin wiring harness, cut it here, and tapped in a 4-pin harness. So this plug only has 4 pins, no trailer brakes, nothing like that, no 12-volt power. So we need to cut this off. We're actually gonna cut it way back, and we're gonna install a 7-pin junction block with a brand new plug that's in great condition, because why not? Let's overdo this. Let's make sure it's gonna stay quality for a long time. This doesn't have a 7-pin block anywhere, so this will be nice to have because we need to tap into it for our reverse lights and for a few other things. Well, that was super easy. Putting in these junction boxes is cake. There's 7 wires. They actually color code inside the box now, so you really can't mess it up. And I ran new 7-pin wire from this junction box all the way back under the trailer. Added a junction box down there as well. So we've got a junction box right under the deck of the trailer and one up here if we ever need to tap into it, which we will for our charging and for our reverse lights. Now, this next set of lights is something I've never seen done. I have my concerns about doing it, but I want to try it because if it works, it will be awesome. I've got these 4-inch cube LED lights that flush mount. What I'm going to do is basically cut a hole in the deck here, about here, and about here, right in the middle. 3 of these, so you can flip a switch and basically light up the underside of whatever vehicle you're trying to load, so you can see where you're strapping to, see anything that might be loose that you need to secure. Again, I've never seen this done, but let's try it and see how it works. We lost warmth, we lost light. We're almost finished. I need to go get the bolts to bolt these lights down, but they're all wired up. Let's see how it is. Work lights first. Those are bright. I need to aim this one up just a little bit, okay? And then those. Oh, that is sweet. So it's not quite dark enough yet, but that should be really cool. So tomorrow, we gotta do the rock lights. I'm gonna replace all the marker lights. I'm gonna replace the tail lights, basically get this thing completely done. There's probably a few other things I'm not thinking of, but it's almost there. So let's pick up in the morning. Now, I also wanna replace all the running lights, which are orange on the side, all the rear running lights, which are red on the back, and then the brake, turn signal, reverse lights on the back as well. So I got all these off of Amazon. Now there's some crappy stuff on Amazon, and I've actually ordered a couple different versions of many of these lights that we've installed in this video. And I've got to say, if you can find anything by this brand, they're actually pretty good. It's called Nightlight, and the quality of theirs has been really good. All these LED pods I've used, so that's what I got for all of these running lights. This will be pretty easy just to pull out the original ones, wire these ones in, pop them back in. Okay, so the best way I found to get these in the hole is to separate the light from the grommet like that. Then I just get some Vaseline. The lube never hurt anyone. Basically just put a little bit around the edge so she slides right in like that. Now I wish I had a rubber mallet, but I can't find it, so we're using this. Then go around the grommet. Make sure the lip is pulled out. And then we're gonna grab the light, get a little bit more of our lube. This should go right in. Boom. Now in your trailer, it may go in easier because it looks like someone actually came through with a plasma cutter and cut all these holes. So none of them are perfect per se, but there we go. Now we can pop our wiring harnesses on the back and those are good to go. The rock lights are finally here, and I'm just getting things kind of assembled. So I ordered these Nightlight ones because they're nicer. They actually have this power block. They have wires that basically are weatherproof or resistant at least, that go in and screw together. Now the lights come like this, wire sticking out of the back, flat plate. They've got a few different kind of mounting pads that come with them. One if you're mounting on a round bar, one if you're mounting on a flat one. But I'm not going to use those. What I did is I ordered these, basically this box of, they're little magnets, and they came with all these hose clamps. I'm not going to use the hose clamps for this, but it came with the magnet and the screw. So what I'm doing, putting the screw through, putting the magnet on, and we're going to magnetize all of these so they just stick right under on the metal. Now the other side, the magnet gets pretty close to this wire, but if you kind of fold it out of the way, it does fine. Shouldn't run into any issues, so I'm gonna get all these magnets put on, and then we'll hang them, run all the wires, mount the junction block, and then run the wires from the junction block up to our last switch in the toolbox. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 at the very back. Mount our junction box with all these little spiders, and then we will run wiring up to our switch. Okay, the time has come. The rock lights are wired in. So here's the work lights. Here's the deck lights shining up, and here are the rock lights. So you can see they work. The problem is I didn't know these were Bluetooth ones. I downloaded the app. I got to figure out how to make these turn white. Right now they're like all rainbow and I can make them different colors. I can't figure out how to turn them white. This trailer is becoming very functional. May not look the prettiest, but it's functional. But in order to make it more functional, we need to stock it up with all the stuff we're gonna need to haul trucks and projects around. So I reached out to Mighty Products, and they wanted to help out on this build in stocking this trailer with everything we need. I also went to Harbor Freight and got a few things. So let's unbox this. I'll show you what we've got, and then we will stock up our toolbox and make sure everything fits nicely so that when we need to use everything, it's all there for us. From Harbor Freight, I got 4 of these wheel chocks. I got a soft shackle, and I got this Apex snatch block. It's pretty sweet. Now for Mighty Products, this is one thing that's not gonna fit in our toolbox, but it comes in a nice bag. It is a huge kinetic energy recovery rope. You guys know I'm a fan of Matt's Off-Road Recovery, Fab Rats, Rory, Rudy, all those guys. They're a big fan of recovery ropes like this, so figured why not have one in the trailer in case we ever need it. So Mighty Products has these in different lengths, different diameters, so that will be sweet. We probably could leave this in the bag and throw it up on the rack where the spare tire goes as well. Oh yes, here's the good stuff. I got 4 2-inch ratchet straps. These are the type that I like. Also, I got this, this is a strap around like the axle or something where you need to hook the winch to it. So you don't just hook the winch right to, you don't wrap the winch line around the axle so it doesn't damage the winch line. Just like that, really strong 4-foot strap, wrap it around the axle, hook the winch right to those loops, and you're good to go. So we'll test that out here in just a second. Oh, I guess I got 5 straps, one for good measure. And these I'm really excited about. So these are straps that you can use with these ratchets, and they've got these different hooks on the end. So instead of wrapping a strap around the axle or some other part, these hooks are designed to fit into different notches and factory holes within the frame. So you could throw that hook into a hole in the frame, pull on that, so you're pulling straight on the frame. So I got 4 of these as well to go with the ratchets. That way we've got the option to use one or the other, but I think these will be super nice for certain applications. So I thank you to Mighty Products. We're gonna test all these out in just a minute. Once the sun starts setting, I wanna test out loading a truck on the trailer, use all this stuff, see how the lights all work. We gotta make this full circle. So let's load all this into the toolbox for now, make sure it fits, and then we will wait for the sun to go down. Now these wheel chocks, I don't want to take up storage space for these rubber wheel chocks, so they fit perfectly back behind here. There we go. All right, and then our kinetic rope. Right there. That'll be a good spot for it. So the toolbox has this little tray in it. I'm keeping the remote winch controller in there for now. So we've got all our regular straps right here, the ones with the weird hooks for the frame. And we've got our ratchets in here. We've got our bag for our winching stuff in here. So that looks good. And then like I showed you, we've got our wheel chocks tucked away back there. We still got room for other stuff. I don't know what we'll put in there, but we'll see. And then you saw we threw our recovery rope up there. I don't know if that's its permanent spot. I actually am talking to Mighty Products. They sell like under the deck toolboxes. I think it'd be nice to have one more toolbox for stuff like that. Keep it out of the weather. We'll see though. That's down the road. For now, this thing is coming a long ways for a $2,500 trailer. Now, one thing we have yet to talk about that I know a lot of people are going to wonder is charging the battery on here. The worst thing is to have a battery in a trailer and never be able to know if it's charged or not. You go to use it and it's dead. It's the worst thing in the world. I've got 2 solutions for that. First, a cheap solar charger from Amazon. These are like 25, 30 bucks. I'll put a link in the description if you want one. I use this all the time. I charge the Jeep. I charge other batteries that I store for the winter. It works really well. It doesn't overcharge, which is nice, so it doesn't need its own regulator on it. So that's gonna be our main source of charging. The other thing I'm going to do is wire into the 12 volt of the 7-pin junction block, and that's gonna make it so when we have the truck plugged into the trailer, the charging system of the truck is going to charge the battery and make sure it's all topped off. That I'm not gonna do quite yet because I think the solar is gonna work just fine for now, but if I run into issues and need it charged more, especially on long trips like that, I'll definitely end up doing that, and that's very nice because again, the truck will just keep the battery charged, keep it topped off whenever you're driving it. So when you get to your destination, you know you have a full battery. Those of you with a keen eye may notice that it's not dark outside, and it's probably the next day. Well, here's what I ran into with those rock lights. They only illuminate in color. They do not illuminate in white. I don't get it, but if you're gonna buy these nightlight rock lights, do not buy this one that has the little module for all the colors. They're only color. So I had to order these. They got here overnight, which is nice. So we're gonna throw these in. I'm not gonna show you wiring them. It's a power and a ground. It'll be super easy just to daisy chain them all together right up to our switch. So I'll get those installed, and then tonight, oh yes, tonight, we will load the OG crew cab onto the trailer and use all the stuff that we have installed in this video. It will be epic. All right, we have the trailer hooked up to Fat and Sassy. We're gonna move it out, back it up, and load the OG crew cab on there because I wanna move the OG crew cab from there to under the lean-to where it's protected because we're about to start rebuilding that motor. Now, as I pull it out, notice some of the rear taillights don't work. We didn't mess with those today because we're gonna change up the rear of the trailer quite a bit. We're gonna remove the flip-up lamps. We're gonna change the back bracing system. We're gonna use some aluminum ramps and we're gonna rewire all the lights back there. So don't worry about it, just enjoy what we're about to do. So the problem I'm running into is one, I'm not great at backing a trailer, and two, even when I get it to where it needs to be, it's blocking the whole road. And as much as my neighbors love me with all my garbage everywhere in the yard, I don't want to block the road so that they can't get into their driveways. So we're gonna use our kinetic rope from Mighty Products and pull it out into the road over on the side with my wife's Suburban. And then we can back right up to it with the trailer. Let's turn on the mothership. Oh yeah. All right, winch controller. We got it on free spool. There we go. I'm new at all this stuff, guys, so don't you laugh unless I fall off these ramps. Turn our winch back on winch mode. If only I had more lights. Pull the e-brake. So we already see an issue. The winch is drawing a lot of juice, which makes the lights dim. So we're gonna have to address that. I know. I should have backed the trailer up much closer to the truck. All right, so I jumpered the truck to the trailer battery. Oh, I gotta pull the parking brake because our battery was either not charged enough or just the winch draws too much. We gotta figure something out for that. But that's why we're doing this. We're trying to figure out issues so we don't have to do that when we're out and about. Oh yeah, this is way better. I should have turned this whole operation the other way because we're actually pulling uphill. Rookie mistake. Up over the big hump. All right, I found another issue. Watch the winch. Definitely need to brace this more. When there's no load on it, it goes fine. All right, let's strap it down. But before we strap it down, we've seen we have some issues still. The winch is flexing, the winch is drawing too much, so we need to figure out how to isolate the winch from the lights. Overall, it worked. That's what we're going for, right? So let's get this strapped down with all our Mighty Products stuff and then see if we can make a secure load out of the OG crew cab. So this weird shaped hook goes in that oval hole and then you turn it and you got a good grip on it. Gotta say, these straps are nice. Well, I would chalk that up as a success. Even though we found some issues, that's why we're doing this, is to find those issues, make them better, make this an excellent hauling trailer, which I think it will be. We got to brace the winch better. We got to figure out our battery situation. Other than that, it worked great. These Mighty Product straps, everything that I got from Mighty Products works excellent. Really happy with the clevis hooks. And we got the OG crew cab on the trailer. I'm also really happy with how we did the lights. You might wonder if the lights down the middle of the trailer are ideal. Maybe not. I think it could be a little better if they were on the outside of the frame rail. The problem with that is you don't know how wide the vehicle is that you're gonna load. So will it be ideal for that vehicle? You don't know. So we're just gonna go the safe bet and go right down the middle. Also, this kinetic rope from Mighty Products, awesome as well. When I had my wife pull this out, so much better than pulling this thing around with just a strap. No jerking the truck while I'm trying to steer. Really great product. So some things we got to figure out, but overall, I think it was a success. Well, we got a ton of work done on the trailer. A little bit anticlimactic as far as the testing goes, but I think we figured out we have a lot more work to do on the trailer. The winch was drawing a lot of power. I don't know if the batteries got issues. The lights would dim when we did the winch. The reverse lights that we mounted, that when we provide power to the correct prong on the plug, they work. But when we put the truck in reverse, they don't work. We got to figure that out. We got to figure out charging, keeping the battery topped off. The solar is going to work for when it's sitting out, but when we're using it, we need something to keep it charged. Then we need to address the ramps in the rear, things like that. We've got a lot more work to do. Let me know if you have any ideas in the comments about some of the stuff we saw when we were trying it. We still got the truck on the trailer. I'll get it unloaded. But I appreciate your help in this video. I hope you like some of the ideas I put out in this video. If you have any more ideas, let me know. I love to hear them. Thanks, Decent Garage Crew, and we will see you in the next video.